Today on Worst Episode Ever, we're heading down to Hooterville. Yeah, the one in Green Acres is what I'm talking about, where Eb Dawson tries to fake his way into high society and ends up with a limo, a lie, and a lady from Park Avenue. Season 5, Episode 25, Green Acres, entitled The Wealthy Landowner. And according to IMDb, it's one of the 5 lowest rated episodes of the entire series. Yeah, the last 2 episodes of Green Acres were backdoor pilots that were rated under 5, and they didn't get picked up by any network anyway, so I'm not counting those. No, I can explain. Paul here. I'm an actor and former radio host. Now, do I personally think this is the worst Green Acres episode ever? I watched it this morning. I'll let you know. But IMDb voters have spoken, and this one's hanging out near the bottom of the barrel, a 6.9 out of 10 on the rating scale. So let's take a look, a lighthearted look at what went wrong, or maybe just what went ebb. Green Acres was the surreal sibling of the rural sitcom boom. Think Petticoat Junction meets Salvador Dali. It ran from 1965 to 1971, starred Eddie Albert and Ava Gabor as Oliver and Lisa Douglas, a city couple who traded Manhattan for a farm and never quite figured out how to milk a cow, or sometimes a plot line. This episode aired April 4th, 1970, and features a classic Eb scheme. So, here's what happens. Eb places a personal ad in a magazine describing himself as a handsome, sophisticated, wealthy landowner. Right. Which, if you have seen Eb, is, well, a bit of a stretch. He starts corresponding with Celia Ward, played by Sky Aubrey, a woman with a Park Avenue address. To keep up the charade, he hires Mr. Haney as his chauffeur and convinces Oliver and Lisa to pretend they're poor sharecroppers working for him. Right. Celia arrives in Hooterville. Eb goes full Gatsby, minus the mansion, the money, and the emotional depth. Oliver eventually forces Eb to come clean, and just as Celia learns the truth, her father sends a limo to whisk her back to New York. But wait till you hear this. First of all, there's no dramatic fallout, no romantic twist, just a polite Eb holding his imaginary fortune at the end. By the way, it turns out Celia was really imaginary rich too. When she gets back to New York, we find out she's a maid. Does that plot sound familiar? Wait until you hear what show it was already used on. You probably know. All right. Hey, before I dive into why this episode might have flopped, go ahead and hit that notification bell, give the video a like, and subscribe for more fun stuff like this. So why did this episode land in the bottom 5? Few theories, recycled premise. You remember an episode of the Andy Griffith Show called Floyd the Gay Deceiver? With a name like that, you should. Floyd pretends he's rich, and a gal comes to visit, and he has to put on a show. Yeah. That's my Floyd voice, not good. All right, it had the exact same plot. Seriously, they could have tweaked it some, but it was pretty much exactly the same. Next, the old low stakes. Yeah, there's no real consequence. Celia leaves, Eb shrugs, and life goes on. No emotional payoff, no big laughs. A little too much Eb. I like Eb, but his charm works best in small doses. This was all Eb. Centering an episode on his antics might have stretched the comedy a bit too far. And finally, kind of an abrupt finish. Yeah, the ending feels quick. Celia's departure is more logistical than dramatic, and Eb doesn't really learn anything. Still, Green Acres fans know the show was never about logic. It was about pigs who watch TV and farmers who quote Longfellow. We needed more of that in this episode, by the way, especially the pig. Anyway, my thoughts? Yeah, bottom 5. It seemed too one-dimensional. But even if you love that kind of absurdity, then even the worst episode has its charm. Let me know what you think, please. Was this truly the worst episode ever, or close? Bottom 5, bottom 10? IMDb voters say yes. I say probably. Hey, like, subscribe, stick around for more deep dives into TV's most baffling moments. And till next time, please, first of all, don't forget you can get shirts like this and other things in my store. It's linked in the comments. There's some shot glasses or some other weird stuff nobody would want, but you can check it out anyway. All right, is that it? Okay, yes. That's supposed to be Floyd. Yes, yeah. Oh yeah.